Hey, viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, welcome back to Surrey Being Hunted. This is episode 473. So, we're back, of course, with another podcast-style episode. Last episode I was explaining, of course, how I got COVID over the Easter break, which was fun. I'm actually recording this one straight after the last one, whilst, certain topics of conversation are fresh on my mind and all that. So this is just going to be kind of a continuation, really, of the discussion from last time. So I talked a lot about COVID. I also talked about Ukraine as well, which is a bit of a heavy subject, really, for an entertaining Sir episode. But what can you do, eh? It came to my mind, so I had to talk about it. But last episode, I also mentioned I was able to finally get my hands on some DVD copies of the original Terminator and Terminator 2, and I was also mentioning how I should actually take a look online on Amazon, places like that, and try and get myself some more DVDs, some more films and things like that, just for my apartment. Because, like I said, whenever I have family down here visiting, it's like, say, like on a Friday or a Saturday night, and we're sat in my lounge with the TV on, flicking through the channels, looking at everything that's on and thinking, my God, there's so much shit on here that's just really crap and we don't want to watch it. This is literally nothing good on. I was always sort of thinking to myself, this is where I could really do with getting some good DVDs to, just have on my shelf. Just that way I can say, oh, well, if we want to put something on, instead of having to trawl through all the crap that's on TV, here's some options and all that. And of course, something I mentioned, obviously, last episode was Disney movies. Because Lord knows there's a ton of good ones out there. And actually that got me sort of thinking about Disney movies in general, about ones that I've seen. Because the thing is, last time I watched a Disney movie must have been flipping years ago. In fact, well, it probably wasn't that long ago, come to think of it, but yeah, I mean, they're not something that I actively go and search for to watch, but now that I think about it, there are some ones out there which would be good probably just to have DVD copies of, just so I can, pull them out if ever family are visiting and we just need something light-hearted and entertaining to watch, because there's nothing on TV and all that. And, the one I actually mentioned last episode, or one of the ones I mentioned last episode rather, was of course Alice in Wonderland, the original animated film of 1951 or whenever it was that it was released. And I have to say, of the few Disney movies I have watched, Alice in Wonderland is probably one of my favourites, just because of how, colourful and actually quite light-hearted and amusing it actually is. Also because I have actually read the original Alice in Wonderland novel before, by Lewis Carroll. And it's quite a striking book and all that. But, it probably would be, like I say, one of my favourites out of all of them. So I'll probably definitely, I say probably definitely, I'll definitely buy that one, because I think it would be a good one. Because the thing is, I think I can think of at least a couple of family members of mine who would be interested in that as well, if it was an option. Because the thing is, my mother, for example, she's read the original Alice in Wonderland story as well. And she, it's one of her favourites, so she would probably enjoy, that, if I had it with me. But, other Disney movies that I was thinking about. Again, old school ones, maybe Dumbo. Because Dumbo, of course, the flying elephant. That's one that I have not seen in years. But I remember it being good. All I really remember from it, of course, is the very trippy pink elephants on parade scene. It's quite entertaining. So that one. Part of me is also thinking Pinocchio. That's another old school Disney movie that I have not seen in many, many years. So it'd probably be good to get that one too. There's a lot of fucking hunters out there. Good lord. Let me just go and try and get this device piece if we can. Don't just ignore the door. Right. So Pinocchio, that would be a great one, probably to get. I'm trying to think though, are there any others that would probably be quite worth it? Worth buying and, just having there on my shelf, just in case. One other one that I can think of, and again, this is another one that I probably have not seen for many years. Last time I watched it, I was probably just a kid. Snow White. I remember Snow White, the Disney animation, having a lot of dark stuff to it. Obviously to do with, of course, the evil queen or whatever she is. But as well as that, just things that happen in it. I just remember them being really dark, like the scenes where, for example, the evil queen transforms herself into the old woman, or where Snow White is like blundering through the forest and she's lost and all that. I just remember stuff like that being really dark. And you know me, I do like sometimes stuff that's got a little bit of a dark touch to it at times, a little bit macabre. So who knows, maybe Snow White would be a good one. I don't know. Just to get me hands on. Oh god. Take that bottle, please. See if I can get close to this device piece. Ooh, careful. Carefully do it, as long as you stay going in that direction will be good. Nope. Oh, you're way too close, mate. Nope. Out of here. Sorry, I was so concentrating then on what I was doing. Wasn't even talking. Alright, off you go. You just leave, please. So I don't have to... Oh, Jesus. I need to actually get more food. More vitality replenishment items. Because I think I've only got a pie in my inventory, come to think of it. Which is less than ideal, but what can you do? Alright, go this way. So yeah, Disney movies. Snow White. Maybe I'll get that one too. But now I'm sort of trying to think of any other good Disney movies that I remember. And I have to say, those four that I've just talked about probably are the kind of classic ones that I remember and probably which I would be interested in seeing again. Having said that, there is a little story though, a little anecdote which has just come to mind. Again, it's on the subject of Disney movies. I was trying to think for a second. When was the first time in my life that I ever went to the cinema? When I was obviously just a kid. And I think I can remember, or at least I think I can remember my parents telling me about it. And I can't remember how old I would have been at the time. I can't even remember what year this would have been. Obviously, if it was in cinemas, this would have been when this movie in particular just came out. Or film, rather, I should say, because I'm English, you know. But yes, I believe the first ever film that I was ever taken to see at the cinema as a kid was Disney's The Lion King. I think that's what it was. I think. At least that's the memory that seems to be in my head. And I can remember as a kid watching The Lion King. It's not a film that I think I would ever want to watch again now, for nostalgia's sake, but yeah, I can vaguely remember it. And I'm trying to think, what year must that have been? Because obviously, you know, if we went to see The Lion King in the cinema, that would have been when it just came out. But what year did it come out, The Lion King? Was it like 1995? Or 1997 or something? I can't even remember. I don't know. Someone in the comments might be able to clarify that for me. Or then again, maybe I'll just, I don't know, go and Google it after this recording session and just see, you know, what year it was. So yeah, The Lion King, ladies and gentlemen. Red's first ever film when he was just a wee kid. Come over here, you bastards. Come on. Ugh. Well, we got one of them drawn out, but the other ones are just hanging around. I kind of want to see, actually, no, I'm not going to investigate the church. I'm going to go over to this village over here. And this one too, see if there's any food. Oh, of course there's a bloody squire. There always is one. Do I have my axe set to anything? I don't. 6, there we go. In case I decide to do a bit of a sneaky move. Which will be risky considering there's robots over there, but if only I had a torch, I'd be able to actually see where the doors on these buildings are actually located. Yeah. Nothing. Balls to you all. Well, I'll take the stout. It's always useful, isn't it? Maybe if the robots actually started shooting each other, that would be helpful, you know? They could try and take each other down. But they're not going to, of course they're not. Tea, gimme. There we go. Oh, this is risky. He's coming back round. Alright, don't be a dumbass, Red. Don't do anything that you'll regret. Alright, let's go over this way then. There we are. We've got a little bit of food, which is fine. It'll do. It'll do fine. It'll do me good donkey. There we go. Right. But yes, The Lion King. Oh my god. I'm trying to sort of remember what I can about that movie. There was a Lion King 2, wasn't there? At one point. I think I remember seeing that in primary school. You know how sometimes in school, when it was getting towards like Christmas, and teachers would decide, you know what, we can't be asked doing lesson plans, so we just get all the kids in the hall and show them some film or other. Yes, I'm pretty sure they once showed us The Lion King 2, I think. But then again, I can't even remember what year The Lion King 2 came out. Would I have been in primary school, or would I have been in secondary school, actually, come to it? I don't know. Can't even remember. I can't even remember what the storyline of The Lion King 2 was about. I can remember the storyline of the original Lion King, you know, Simba being blamed for the death of Mufasa and all that, and then coming back to defeat Scar. Yeah, I remember that. And I can remember the characters as well, you know, Timon and Pumbaa and all them. And what was the name of the bird again? It was voiced by Rowan Atkinson. Was it Zazu? Something like that, I can't even remember. And the name of the mandrill with the big purple backside, who was supposed to be like the seer, the wise monkey. I can't even remember what his name was. Was it Rafiki? No, I don't know. Guys, like weird little scrambled bits of memory are coming to mind, and I'm trying to like piece them together and all that, and it's not quite working because it's been so long entirely. And I'm trying to remember as well any other Disney movies. I remember. I'm pretty sure. No, I can't remember any others. That's the thing. Well, you can let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, any good Disney movies that you remember from your childhood, that you remember enjoying very much. As cheesy as they could sometimes be with all the singing and dancing. Yes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, speaking of singing and dancing, that makes me think now of another topic. Potential topic of conversation for a podcast-style episode. Musicals. Oh, Lord. Lordy-loo. So, yeah. You know what? I think I've just exhausted the topic of Disney movies entirely. Because I can't think of any others that I remember watching. At least off the top of my head. Actually, no. Now that I think, no, I'm wrong. You know what I need to do? I need to think about it from the point of view of my sibling. My older sister. Because she had a few Disney movies that she probably watched, which I probably do remember seeing her watching. And come to think of it, I can think of at least a couple there. So Cinderella, I think she probably had the original Cinderella. Also, does you remember what was it called now? Was it called the Aristocats? What was that one about? That was is it like a family of cats who got lost or something? And they had to find their way back home? I seem to vaguely recall that one, now that I think about it. Oh god, I can't remember. I don't know. Good lord. I'm sure, again, people in the comments probably could clarify these for me. Or then again, you know, like I say, I could just Google them and try and find the answers. Oh yes. But you know, I think a lot of these Disney movies that I mentioned, of course, like I say, are really, really old ones. Going back in the day of traditional Disney animation. And when it comes to more modern Disney, of course, you know, I'd be completely at sea. I wouldn't really know anything about them. Because the thing is, I could name a few modern Disney movies, Disney Pixar, stuff like that. You know, like obviously there's the big one, fucking Frozen, that freaking everybody knows about, even if they haven't watched it. And then there's obviously like Moana, stuff like this, and was it called Brave? The one with the red-haired girl, the red-haired Scottish girl. These like really popular modern ones, but I've never watched them, so I couldn't really tell you anything about them. All I can say about Frozen is there's a certain song which, of course, you cannot freaking avoid, or you know, you couldn't avoid on the radio at the time. It was always getting played, freaking Let It Go and all that. And it all sort of passed me by. But what can you do? I guess very popular with little girls and small children. I remember a very, very, very young cousin of mine. This was once, this was after Frozen had been released, and when I was visiting back up north one time, and me and, you know, a bunch of relatives, we came together for a little of a family do at a relative's house, and a cousin of mine who has a couple of small kids who, little girls, And yeah, as you can imagine, they were of that age where they were frozen mad after that movie came out, and one of them just going around constantly singing Let It Go, which, is adorable if you're a parent. For the rest of the relatives, meanwhile, you just sort of nod along, go, oh yeah, good kid, yeah, you sing away nicely. Yes. Don't ask me to sing Let It Go, ladies and gentlemen. Your ears will bleed most vociferously, if that's the right adjective for that, which it probably isn't. God. Yeah, my throat feels so phlegmy. So annoying. But so far, my commentary is holding out. I'm able to talk, which is not bad at all. Alright, I've just been wandering aimlessly on this island trying to find this final device piece. I've been wandering around the edges. This final device piece is probably somewhere towards the centre. Not that we're doing a proper playthrough of this map. We're just using this map for podcast-style episodes and all that. There we go. Right. Okay. Well, paying attention to time, thinking that I'll probably start wrapping up here, because I've probably exhausted the Disney topic of conversation. Probably said all I can that I could possibly say about it. So let's start heading in this direction as if we're going back towards the jetty, as if to save the old game and all that. And then we'll start wrapping up. So, Facebook will do the links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoy, the like's always appreciated. I need to wrap up here, because apart from the fact that I've exhausted the topic of conversation pretty quickly, my throat is also feeling a bit phlegmy. I need to go and clear it again. Otherwise, it's going to make commentary sort of difficult. So yes, hope you all understand, folks, and all that. I'm sure, this was a decent size for an episode. It's got to be at least like 10 or 15 minutes, which is enough, Right, you are kind of in the way, in the path of where I want to go. So, I'm just going to wrap up here. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah, that guy's got a dollar symbol over his head. He's also a new type of enemy I've not faced before. So he's going to have a power-up on him, and I think, if I remember correctly, it should be a new type of power-up. Okay, we'll have to do the information thing. What are you? You're a harmless soldier, apparently. Soldier is a ground-based military who spent all his time walking. An expert in camouflage, he wears a purple outfit to hide his various veins. Oh, what a joke. Have it. We've got a slightly different kind of weapon to the others. Ah, yes. New type of power-up, everybody. It's the shock rocket.
It's enough with the costumes already. Doctors!
Shut it, come on, box. Right, basically,